So guys, I just got a new delivery here. Let's see. And here it is. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Jessmosis, and the first thing I want to do is give a shout out to everybody that has supported my channel so far, all the subscribers, and everybody who's given me comments. I appreciate the support, and let's keep growing in my documentation of my reef tank. All right, so today I have a little surprise for myself and for you guys, I suppose. I ordered something online. I ordered from a place called Sky's Lagoon Coral. So far I have 2 frags from him. I have two zoas I have bought from him. It was my watermelons and my orange. It's like a sunburst or some orange zoas. But today I have bought an acid tip, or it's like an acid rain bubble tip anemone. So hopefully this will be cool. So let's go ahead and start getting this unboxed and see what goes on here. For detailed, dead on arrival policy. For some reason it's a sticker. And then it goes ahead and gives me a description of what I have. Tells me exactly what I have, ship date and all that stuff. And then we have the packaging. Let's go ahead and get this new Anemone out of the box. So it looks like he's double packaged it. So I don't know if you can quite see that. Maybe I get a better shot here in just about a second. Ooh, it's quite tiny. So here's the anemone. It's quite hard to see through the bag. And the coloration, it looks like it's lost some coloration. Let's hope that it's still alive. It looks like it should be. The mouth looks pretty, oops, sorry, that's off camera. It looks like it's pretty wide open there. So hopefully it can recover. We'll get it to acclimate, and the bag is pretty cold. So we'll see how this works out, guys. So guys, let me go ahead and show you what's going on here. I am trying to put this on, trying to warm this up. It was pretty cold when I took it out of the box, so hopefully it'll warm the bag up here over some time. Maybe about 20 minutes from now I will go ahead and see if I can get it into the tank, and we'll go from there. So while I'm acclimating the bubble tip over here, I'm going to go ahead and overview what I've been doing on my tank and some of the livestock updates I've done since my last livestock update. I spent way too much money, but I got a bunch of frags that I liked, and I got some Astaria snails here. As you can see, one walking around on the side of the bag. I got some Fabius. I got a new long-fingered leather. It's not a finger leather, but it's got long polyps. I also got some zoas to go with the zoa garden, and I got some acans. I wasn't planning on getting some acans. I only went there to get some Favio, but I ended up with more than I wanted. But so here we go. So as you see to the right here, we have some green chromis. I have bought 4 green chromis. I absolutely love them. They are awesome fish. They're so animated, and they're so pretty. So that's a plus. I really enjoy them. I got rid of my blue damsel. As you see, he's no longer here. He got very aggressive, and he started really attacking the smaller Ocellaris clown I had, and he was attacking some of the chromis, and I did not like that. As you saw, my zoas just fell right off the little side there. I was trying to get them to stick there, so we'll see. All right, I'll have to fix that later. Another thing I did is I got another maroon clownfish. I got rid of my Ocellaris because they are not the same species, and for what I know is you should really mix the same type of species for clownfish, especially maroons, because they are extremely aggressive. And I didn't know this at first when I got the second one, and I have dealt with some issues. And as you see, the one back here is very skittish at the moment. I don't know if I get a good shot, but he's just hanging out in the back there. My pink phone is not helping either. As you see, yeah, you can see his fins or her fins are very tattered up. It's because they got in some big wars here lately, and I'm not quite sure why. Because they got along really well for like the first 3 weeks. I introduced this one to my other smaller maroon clownfish, and apparently that's the wrong way to do it, and I didn't know this until after I've done this. But to be fair, when I did this, they looked like they got along very well. They were showing the typical maroon clownfish pairing rituals. You know, the bigger one would attack the smaller one. It would shake and kind of kiss its back end, or whatever you want to call it, dorsal anal fins, whatever part of it is. And they were doing really well together. They ended up like swimming together. They'd hang out together. Whenever the lights are on, still they get along. But yesterday when I came home from work, this clown looked like this, and the other one had a torn fin as well. And I did notice some behavior that night before. It looked like the smaller one was chasing the bigger one around, but I thought it was just a little coral, you know, typical coral, and I didn't think nothing of it. So when I came home the next day, I was like, holy crap, this is not good. So what I did is I didn't panic. I didn't pull one out right away. They looked fine at the moment while the lights were on, and in my head, I'm like, well, I didn't see this behavior until the lights went off. So when the lights go off, let's continue this behavior. Let's continue to see if they continue this behavior. Let me get things out of my mouth. So as soon as the lights went off, the smaller clownfish was attacking this new big clown or maroon that I had bought. And I'm not quite sure why this is happening. There could be a couple things I've noticed that have been some weird things I've noticed, and I'll share that with you guys. I have some footage of some of that stuff. But I had separated them last night. After I saw them, they were fighting nonstop. So I literally took out the smaller maroon clownfish, and I had set him in my sump. So he now resides in my sump. And I want the bigger clown here to establish territory, get more comfortable within the tank. And then when I introduce the smaller quote-unquote male, they can pair properly. So apparently, maroons are the hardest. I got to deal with it now. I guess I don't have to, but I'm going to, and I'm going to do my best to do it the right way without any fatalities. So that's where I'm going with this. There's another weird thing about this. As soon as I pulled out that male last night and put him in the sump, I did notice like a little cluster right here. It looked like a cluster of copepods. I was like, sweet, I have copepods. But then on closer observation, and I'm going to show you that video as I'm talking about it now, it looked like a bunch of tiny fry. And I'm not quite sure where this came from all of a sudden. Suddenly, it looked like my green chromis had fry. I'm not quite sure. And then I thought later on, well, maybe this is why the one clownfish was so aggressive to the other one, protecting the fry. So I'm not quite sure if I had clownfish fry or if I had green chromis fry, but it looks like fry. If you guys think it's something else, just let me know. Maybe I'm just crazy. But that's all on the fish. That's my update on fish. Everything's doing fine right now. Nobody's killing each other at the moment, and I'll continue that, updating you guys on my clownfish in the future. Hopefully we'll get these two to pair up. If not, then I'll have to buy a new maroon. But that's to another day. So I have gotten some new coral. I had spent a ton of money last Saturday at my LFS that I didn't want to spend, but I ended up spending it anyways because, you know, it's just hard not to spend it when you see all this nice coral in an LFS. You're like, I want it all. But anyways, so I ended up getting a Favia. This is one of my favorites that I have brought home. It's got a nice red outer lip, I guess. I don't know what you would call it, but then polyp. And then the inside is like a blue mouth. So it looks really cool. I really wanted to get away from the orange and green typical look from coral. So that's why I picked this one up. And it should do well in here. as all the other LPS does really well. I did move my Recordia that was here, remember? And we had that, if you guys watched my channel, my previous video, my Aneneme had been moving over top of here towards this spot and agitating my Recordia. So I ended up moving my Recordia over here, and then my Aneneme went back where it was. So all's good, all's well. I picked up this too. It's a leather. It looks like it's a long polyp leather. It looks really cool. It was a frag off the LFS's big leather that they had in one of their display tanks. So I brought this one home. Moving forward, looks like my hammers, my elegance coral, and my other hammer and torch and leather and Lobo are doing really well, and the torch in the back. So all the other coral that you saw in my last update is doing really well. Still here, doing his thing. And if you look in the back here, my Gorgonian, it looks like I lost a little bit of some of my life or polyps on part of the stem there, and I'm not quite sure what happened. It doesn't look like it's progressing any anymore. So if it does well, then maybe I'll just frag it out. So that's that, and that's doing okay. I picked up a new A-can here. It's called the Rainbow A-can. It's beautiful. I love it in the blue light. I kind of have whites on right now and the yellow filter, so it's kind of hard to see a lot of the coloration, but it's very close. And my A-cans are doing really awesome. If you guys remember my last update, my A-cans looked like they were literally dying and having, like, struggling to live. I started feeding them Reefroids, and it's probably the best decision I have ever done for my A-cans. As you see, they are extremely puffy now. They are just loving life. And look at them. Their tentacles are just out like crazy. So I highly recommend, if you guys have A-cans and you're struggling, try Reefroids. They do wonders. And this is only about 3 weeks worth of feeding them Reefroids. And I only do it once a week. So during maintenance days on my Sunday. So that's how my A-cans are doing. They're doing fantastic. I am loving it. And then the next thing I have that's new were the ones that you saw fall off of here. That's not a plug. That is some water well that I put on there to try to get it to stick up on top of the rock, because it's literally just on a flat plate. So I'm going to have to pull that off and then try to figure out some other way to finesse it up there. And my watermelons are closed up because they fell over probably about 5 minutes ago, and I'll put some water well there to try to keep that in place too. So that's my update on my coral and my fish. So that's how everything's doing. I'm really happy about the progress of my tank and how well it's doing. So there's the update of my tank, and let's get this Aneneme in. So I have pulled him out. Oh look, yeah, I've pulled him out of the bag and put him in this little container to drip acclimate. It looks like he's doing quite well. His mouth isn't gaping open. Oh wow, it's very pretty. Focus. Oh man, that is beautiful. I can't wait to see what this turns into. As you see, it's got a little bit of bubbles in it. It might not be as big as you're used to because it might be stressed, but this is looking really good, guys. So let me go ahead and drip acclimate this, and we'll put this bad boy in the tank. So I think we've let this thing acclimate long enough. Excuse me, long enough. It looks like it's doing pretty good. It's got some coloration back to it, and there you go. You can actually see the acid rain, quote unquote, part of it. So it looks pretty. Looks like it's doing pretty good. So let's go ahead and get it in the tank, see if we can get it stuck somewhere. Alright, so let's see if we can get this sucker in here. I gotta move this. And I'm going to touch it. Hopefully it doesn't kill me. Come here. There we go. And palm of my hand. Into the tank. Where do you want to go? Can we maybe get you just attached there, buddy? All right, let's see if that works. I have to keep an eye on him and see if he floats around. If he doesn't, then we'll see. There he is, sitting right there on that rock. So guys, thanks for checking out my channel and stuff, and thank you for everyone for the subscriptions and stuff. I'm always happy that hopefully I can help some people out and people help me out and all that good stuff, and continue on this reefing journey together. So guys, thank you for checking out my channel. As always, I am Jessmosis. Feel free to click on the little circle that has my stupid face on it. Subscribe to me if you enjoyed the video. And if you want to see some of my previous videos, I will give one description of the previous video before this one. And if you see a second video, it's because there's another video after this video. So thank you for checking me out. As always, reef on.